Welcome back. The season of the rose is upon us again. Vive la rose. And once again, the Cultural Development Foundation teamed up with la rose groups around the island to participate in the age-old tradition. The main event, the Guan Fête La Rose, took place on Friday, the 30th of August at Monchy. It began with a church service, followed by the Guan Parade from 2 p.m. The flower festivals, both La Rose and La Marguerite, always begin with the séance tradition that the La Rose groups use to raise funds for the main event, the Guan Fête. At Monchy on Friday, we got a chance to discuss with veterans in the La Rose group and get treated to two special performances from two La Rose groups. Let's take in the action at Monchy.
Vive la Rose!
Vive la Rose! How many years?
20.
20 years. And this year you're not participating in it. But tell me, Mr. Noville, how would you like to see the La Rose Festival go? I know you're not participating as before, but what would you like to see happen with the Flower Festival?
Well, mine is old-fashioned. Because I remember when Macox used to have and I was in Fula show. I was below about 10 years. And we used to have almost every Saturday night, how they used to call it, we used to get together, sing our La Rose song, and dance our La Rose dance. And we used to have Majestoire. We used to have police La Rose. And if you did anything that was not in keeping with La Rose thing, the police would arrest you. The Majestoire would fine you. Un point. It was penny. You know. And we used to enjoy ourselves. And we didn't really used to drink alcohol, but you'd walk with your little alcohol under your bench. And what you have under the bench,
Continue.
what you used to have under the bench, a posh. This was we used to enjoy La Rose, and everybody used to look forward to La Rose. But since government started to subsidize the flower festival, everybody without being really dedicated to the flower would go for the money. You know. I did La Rose in Carifesta. What year was it, Brandy, we did Carifesta? What year we did Carifesta? In Cuba.
Oh, yes, we did the La Rose. We did the La Rose. We did the La Rose dance and the La Rose play. And with Roddy Walcott in 79. In 79, Roderick Walcott, we stood out. And that made us very great in Cuba. At least the people came to look for the St. Lucian people and the St. Lucians actors and artists.
Ah, ça joli même à présent. Because nous avons une quantité de monde et puis nous avons deux monde pour tout et puis nous et pour nous sabouiller la rose. Et que l'année ça accorde nous sortir plus belle parce que bien jour.
I'm playing the role of the La Rose about 70 years in the La Rose. My La Rose are very long, from the 14 years, from 14 l'année. Depuis maman m'a dit moi La Rose, je suis so content. M'a dit moi servi princesse. Que mettez moi princesse, moi servi reine, moi servi maman, moi servi trésorier, moi la tué by Madame Barreau. Because moi passe à mani couille là encore pour payer La Rose. Mais quand payer La Rose dans la vie là depuis moi prends la wheelchair. Et moi quand vivre en compagnie.
Bon, dis-moi, qui manière La Rose la évoluer, qui ça envie ouais La Rose la pousser pour moun ouais La Rose la primaire. Dis-moi qui ça
moi a travaillé par La Rose, moi a poussé La Rose. Moi a dépensé par la pour moi moi faire messieurs avec un village de nuit partir en groupe La Rose. Comment travailler un monde pour travailler La Rose right now, moi feel happy. Réinviter ces mamans là, ces jeunes mon nom, mon jeune win. Qui dit like moi c'est princesse, moi pour aller on win Diana et c'est mes positions et puis maman la rose là, c'est position. Moi content tout le monde. Moi quand j'entends yo, quand parler ba yo. Vive la rose.
Vive la rose.
Moi oui c'est maman rose, moi à toi. C'est l'occasion qui mène moi sur dia. Moi oui c'est maman rose, moi à toi. C'est l'occasion qui mène moi sur toi. Moi oui c'est maman rose, moi à toi. C'est l'occasion qui mène moi sur toi. Moi dis moi oui c'est, moi dis moi à toi. C'est l'occasion qui mène moi sur dia. Moi à toi, à mon chi, moi oui c'est l'occasion qui mène moi sur toi. Moi oui c'est moi à toi, c'est l'occasion qui mène moi sur toi. Moi oui c'est moi à toi, c'est l'occasion qui mène moi sur toi. Là où la was, c'est l'occasion qui mène moi sur dia.
Been in the Laris group for 8 years now, and my first 5 years was as a prince, and I became the king last year. And I would urge the public to be more vibrant, to be a part of the culture. Let's not let the culture die. We want more youth to be involved in the culture. I believe the government should put more intervention, more incentives for the Laris group. And I believe that group leaders within the community should try and encourage the youth a little bit more to be more active in the cultural activities.
I should really think that children should take more part in the culture, and the government should really put more festivals in the groups so it can involve.
I can assist my king in that regard. I believe the La Rose has a substantial amount of potential with respect to youth and how we could cultivate youth discipline. For example, being in La Rose, you can get so much out of it. A personal example is myself learning the art of patience, right? And in teaching youngsters, myself included, what La Rose encompasses that could assist them to function in society, I believe that in itself deserves special attention from persons in high authority. Because at the end of the day, if you do not cultivate children, if you do not cultivate youth and the disciplines of what authentic art in St. Lucia is, that incorporate La Rose, Marguerite and all what you have it, then we have nothing, and our culture is our identity. Without a nation's culture, a nation is nothing, a nation is unknown. So I believe in this regard, government, corporate entities, everybody involved, everybody interested could come in to make a valuable contribution. Yes, La Rose is actually the essence of the experience you get before you go into the big day. At a Seance La Rose, what happens, well, I can speak on what happens within my La Rose group at our Seance experience. We start off with a prayer, and then we start with our singing. Now with our songs, we try to incorporate the acting part. It's like you have a song and you act it out. It's like, for example, I would say the literature part of La Rose with respect to the singing, the dancing. So you don't just get persons singing around a table or just dancing for dancing's sake. You get them to actually give you the vibe of the La Rose, because people have that wrong perception of La Rose. To them, it is associated with old people, and as much as it is, and things of old, they need to understand there is something valuable that you can get from there. For me, I would say it's the joy of it, because I would come from work on a Friday evening, which is when we normally have seance, and I would be more than excited to attend a seance setting than go to some boom boom dance for people my age. So it is something, I would say it is an experience.
I need to see more people coming to the La Rose, and I need to see more people to celebrate the Laros Festival.
Such a beautiful cultural tradition. Once again, vive la rose. Then we took to the streets to find out from you whether you think traditions like La Rose and La Marguerite are fading. Here's what you had to say.
Today, La Rose Day.
Okay, now tell me, do you think La Rose and the other flower festival, La Marguerite, do you think those things are dying in St. Lucia?
Oh, I think they're dying because in the schools, they really push it in the schools for the young children, so it is dying. It's alive and well. It's alive and well.
Oh, dia c'est Tontaou.
Tontaou c'est qui joue?
Tontaou c'est fête La Rose.
Est-ce que vous avez une opinion La Rose comme
although moi pas levé en disant La Rose, mais moi ni la famille qui aimait La Rose. Et puis manière moi te ka ouais, te ka bouiller a comme si doit pour moi. Although moi pas dit dedans, mais moi ka ouais accorder comme si doit bail ka marcher. Raison pour qui on chasse c'est grand monde qui t'aime point pat en dedans là. En chayo peut-être yo malade, yo pas ni énergie pour yo continuer. Et puis ces jeunesse là qui naturellement pour yo même c'est bagay ça pas important. Génération ça actuellement c'est pas La Rose yo ka regarder pour yo ka regarder pour cell phone yo, c'est ça yo intéressé en dedans, yo pas aimer séance ça. Moi c'est ça en opinion. C'est ça moi ça dit.
You see the kind of promotion just getting? I think our local should be getting more than that. And not only that, you know, we should try and encourage the youth. You know the youth? Yeah, because the youth are the generation that should take over. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I think we need to promote our La Rose more. Look today. 30 years, vive La Rose. I see no action around. Maybe in the countryside. See? And finally, my brother, we need more promotion on the La Rose. That's our culture. Not only La Rose, you know. I ain't forgetting La Marguerite. That too, we need promotion.
The La Rose Festival is not dead. It is dead a bit in Castries, but the out districts, I think they have high regard for La Rose Festival. Okay, so what they have to do right now is to generate it in the schools. And I think that will be a better move for the island, especially with now in the tourism. And what they should do is to market it at the hotels also. Let the hotel industry know that there's some activities called La Rose, and even give the guests the opportunity to even dress in our attire, just to sensitize them.
There are people who would tell you no. For me, obviously, it's not recognized as much as it used to be before, but I'm still aware that it's there. I think now with the new person who heads the cultural foundation, I think that should be an initiative that is taken on to bring it back into society. So I do hope that that is on the agenda. La Marguerite, La Rose, I know that our Juno Creole is right there. So we need to get these other cultural events up to that standard as well. I do really hope that she does that.
Noël m'a ça hier.
Fête La Rose.
Oh La Rose m'a because mobani.
So demain bye, où fait La Rose comment?
La Rose pas ça moi mais sans non y pas ça moi. Non pas comme moi. Moun ka mais non pas comme moi.
Mais à chaque monde, nous jamais de chaque monde si on connaît Horia c'est La Rose, c'est fête La Rose, personne passe ça.
Non mais carnaval a fini. Bah là qui passe ça a déjà fini. Sur ça qui passe ça va changer.
Mais vous payez important pour mon changer fête La Rose.
Donc carnaval mettez là La Rose. Là yo ka mettre en carnaval là Dieu donc plus. En La Rose là plutôt.
Ça m'a fini changer.
On dit assez fête La Rose.
Oui.
Bon,
c'est ça y est. Non, moi pas dire encore ça.
La Rose là.
Non.
Quelle opinion? Est-ce que La Rose là comme
merci oui hamo. Et qu'il est pour nous vivre ressusciter because ça est qu'il type ya.
In St. Lucia, definitely it is.
Why do you think so?
100%. There's nothing. Watch Castries. Nothing showing, so it's dead.
I think they did already.
Why do you think so?
There's not much people celebrate it. Look, today I don't even know it was La Rose. So they should do something like talk about it more often, not when the day reach so that they can talk about it. So I think the government should take more interest into that.
When I look at it, to me it's dying.
Why do you think so?
Because long time it used to be a grand thing. The La Rose and the Marguerite used to be something very grand. But all of a sudden now, to me, it's not all that lively like before.
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Tennis in Glasgow is up next with the sports news.